been defined by everything that tried to break me down. Carried every broken piece like pieces of a crown. Let the weight of other people's words become my only truth. Lost somewhere between the man I am and the one of my youth. But the blues has been a mirror showing me what's still intact. Every string I play a declaration of the fact that I am more than what has broken me along the way. I am more than what the hardest years have tried to say. I am more than what broke me, Lord. I am standing here. I am more than what broke me, Lord. I am still right here. Smooth jazz rising powerful above the broken ground. I am more than what broke me, Lord. Hear this sound. I am the sum of every sorrow I have managed to survive. Every morning after darkness that reminded me I'm alive. I am the blues I played at midnight when I had nothing left. I am the breath that kept on coming after every breathless theft. Of everything I thought I needed to be who I am, and found out I was always more than just the also-ran. The music in these hands was never given by the world outside. It came from something deeper, something permanent inside. Today I play the blues not as a man who has been beaten, but as a man who knows that he has never been completely eaten by the storms or by the losses or the years of heavy weather. I have bent but never broken, and I put myself together. And the music that I play tonight is different than before. It carries something lighter that was always at the core. The jazz is smooth and confident, the way I'm learning to be. I am more than what broke me, and at last I'm starting to see. Lord, let every broken man know what the music has taught me, that the breaking is the making of the soul that breaking start. Let the blues become the proof that we are more than our worst days. Let the smooth jazz be the anthem of the stronger, better ways. I am more than what broke me, Lord. I am standing here. I am more than what broke me, Lord. I am still right here. Smooth jazz rising powerful above the broken ground. I am more than what broke me, Lord. Hear this sound. Hear this sound, Lord. Hear it tonight. I am more than what broke me. I'm walking to the light, walking home. the song I never finished writing on the page, the melody that left me at the turning of the age. I had the opening verse and I had the first refrain, but the bridge to everything you were I never could explain. I would sit beside the window with the guitar on my knee and try to find the words for what you always were to me. But the harmonica would trail off at exactly where you'd go, like the song itself refused to end the way I'd never know. You were the song I never finished, Lord, and I still play it through. You were the song I never finished, Lord, and I still play it for you. Smooth blues carrying the melody I never could complete. You were the song I never finished, Lord, but Lord, it was so sweet. Some songs are better for the parts that never quite arrive, the space where the completion was is what keeps them alive. I've played 1,000 finished songs that meant much less than you, the unfinished love song of a lifetime that I never fully knew. You were the verse I kept rewriting in the midnight room, the chorus rising always just before it met the bloom of something I could feel but never quite put into words, the most beautiful unfinished song this old guitar has heard. Sometimes I think the best loves are the ones that never end, the ones that keep on opening around each tender bend. Maybe you were never meant to be a finished thing. Maybe you were meant to be the note I always sing, right before the resolution, where the music holds its breath. The most alive a song can be is just before its death. And you have kept me in that moment all these years between, the most beautiful unfinished song that I have ever seen. Lord, let the unfinished songs be held as hope. Let the incomplete love be a complete soul. Let the bridge that never came be beautiful enough. Let the song unfinished be the finest proof of love. You were the song I never finished, Lord, and I still play it through. You were the song I never finished, Lord, and I still play it for you. Smooth blues carrying the melody I never could complete. greatest light, to my greatest light. A kind of strong that never raises up its voice, the kind of strong that's built on patience and on choice. It doesn't need the world to know how much it has endured. It just keeps moving forward, quietly assured. I learned this kind of strong from years of playing blues alone, from sitting with the music in the marrow of the bone. The harmonica taught me how to breathe through what is hard, and the guitar showed me strength that doesn't need a God. The quiet kind of strong, Lord, that's what I have become. The quiet kind of strong that doesn't need a drum. Smooth jazz breathing low and steady through the night. The quiet kind of strong is my only light. The loudest men I've known have been the first ones to give in. The quietest have been the ones who always found a win. Not by force or fury, but by staying in the song, by playing through the difficult and carrying it long. I have been the quiet kind of strong when no one was around, when the only witness was the music and its sound. And the blues rewarded every quiet act of will, with a note so true it makes the loudest darkness still. Now I wear my quiet strong like a well-tailored coat. It fits me in the shoulders and it warms me at the throat. I don't need the validation of the noise around me now. I just need the music and the quiet strength somehow, of knowing that I made it through the years that tried their best and still came out the other side and passed the quiet test. The blues has been my teacher and the jazz has been my guide to the quiet kind of strong that lives forever inside. Lord, let the quiet strong be what I pass along, not the shouting and the fury, but the dignified strong song. Let the blues teach every broken soul that strength can be serene, and the most powerful among us are the quiet in between. Quiet kind of strong, Lord, that's what I have become. The quiet kind of strong that doesn't need a drum. Smooth jazz breathing silence strong is my guiding light, guiding home. Guiding home. I used to fill the silence with whatever noise I could find, afraid of what the quiet would reveal about my mind. I played the music loud to cover what I didn't want to hear, and called the crowd around me so that silence wouldn't near. But somewhere in the long and empty evenings of my years, I learned to sit inside the quiet without the usual fears, and the harmonica played softer than it ever had before. And in the space between the notes I found what I'd been looking for. Learning to love the silence, Lord, it took me all these years. Learning to love the silence on the other side of fears. Smooth jazz playing soft in all the spaces in between. Learning to love the silence and all the things it means. The silence holds my mother's voice from 30 years ago. It holds the laugh of someone that I loved and let go. It holds the version of myself I was before the noise, the boy who sat and listened to the simple morning joys. Now I sit inside the silence like a man who has arrived at the destination that the quieter part of me has strived to reach through all the decades of distraction and the sound. The silence that I always needed, finally found. I play the blues now quieter than the silence that surrounds, finding all the music in the space between the sounds. The jazz has taught me that the rests are just as much the song as every note you play and every place you belong. And now the silence feels like home instead of like a threat, a comfortable old chair in which I haven't sat yet enough. But now I'm sitting longer and I'm listening better too, and the silence keeps on teaching me the things I never knew. Lord, let me love the silence the way the music loves the rest. Let me find in quiet what the noise has always suppressed. Let the space between the notes become my favorite place, and let the silence show me, Lord, your quiet, smiling face. Learning to love the silence side of fields, smooth jazz playing soft, and all the spaces in between. Learning to love the silence and all the things it means. All the things it means, baby, all tonight. Learning to love the silence in the fading light. In the light. She was not a place, but she was always home to me. The kind of home that only certain people ever get to be. I could walk inside the room where she was sitting in her chair and feel the whole world settle like she rearranged the air. She made the ordinary into something worth arriving for. A cup of tea, a book, the sound of rain against the door, and the harmonica inside my chest would quiet to a hum. The restless man in me would simply stop and just become. She was my home, Lord, and now the door is closed. She was my home, Lord, and now nobody knows. Smooth jazz echoing soft in these empty rooms. She was my home, Lord, in all her afternoon perfumes. I have traveled many miles since the home of her has gone, searching for that feeling of belonging and of on, of being exactly where I need to be, without a doubt, the way I was whenever she was in and I was out. Coming back to something that was always waiting there, a warmth that was specifically and only hers to share. The guitar misses her the way it misses its best song, the one that made the player know exactly where they belong. I keep her photograph beside the lamp that burns at night, and talk to her the way I always did when things weren't right. She always had a way of making everything make sense, of taking all the complicated and removing all the tense. Now I am learning how to be the home that she once was, to carry what she taught me, just because the home she made inside me never fully left. It stayed inside the music and the blues after the theft. Lord, let the ones who are someone's home know what they are. Lord, let them understand they are the most important star. Not the grand ones burning bright in everybody's sky, but the quiet, constant one that certain souls navigate by. She was my home, Lord, and now the door is closed. She was my home, Lord, and now nobody knows. Smooth jazz echoing soft in these empty rooms. She was my home, Lord, in all her afternoon perfumes. Afternoon perfumes, baby, still here tonight. She was my home, Lord. She was my life. She was my life. She was my life. She was my life. The distance between us has a sound I've come to know, a particular silence on the line before hello. The seconds between dialing and the picking up your end are the longest and most honest seconds I have ever penned. Inside that space is everything that cannot cross the miles. The warmth of being next to you, the ordinary smiles, and the harmonica fills the distance with a long and mournful sound. The miles between us played out note by note upon the ground. The distance between us has a sound, Lord, and I hear it every night. The distance between us has a sound, Lord. Between the dark and light, smooth blues spanning all the miles that lie between. The distance between us has a sound, Lord. The loneliest I've seen. I have memorized the time zone of wherever you may be. Set a second clock upon the wall so I can see what time the morning finds you, and what time your evening falls, what time you're most likely standing near your phone when longing calls. I send my love ahead of me across the different zones, like music traveling faster than the body ever goes. Because the blues was always built for distances like these, for loves that span the oceans in the mountains, in the sea. They say that absence makes the heart grow fonder, but they never say how fonder is not comfort at the ending of the day. How the fondness is a beautiful and aching kind of weight that sits between the loving and the missing and the wait. But I would rather love you from this distance in this way than not have you to miss across the miles every day. Because the distance and its sound have taught me what I know, that the love worth keeping is the love that cannot let you go. Lord, close the distance or give strength to bear the sound. Lord, let the music carry love wherever it is found. Let the blues cross every mile and every sea and sky, and bring my love to her on the other side of goodbye. The distance between us has a sound, Lord, and I hear it every night. The distance between us has a sound, Lord, between the dark and light. Smooth blues spanning all the miles that lie between. The distance between us has a sound, Lord. The loneliest I've seen, the loneliest I've seen, baby. Every night, the distance between us is filled with your light, filled with your light. I have been walking roads that led me far from who I was, loving in the wrong directions just because. But tonight I lit a candle in the quiet of this room and play the blues to push away the last of all the gloom. The guitar knows me better than I know myself at times. Every string a sentence and every chord a rhyme, and the harmonica breathes something soft into the air, like a reminder that the man I was is still in there. The road back begins again today. Smooth jazz, light and soft, the path I need to take, the road back to myself is every note I make. I have blamed the rain for everything the drought has done. I have blamed the night for stealing all the sun. But the blues has taught me something in its slow and steady way, that the only road worth walking starts with where you are today. Old friends told me who I was before the years went wrong, and the music brought it back in every note and every song, because the man who plays the blues at midnight in the low is the same man he has always been beneath the sorrow. I'm learning how to love myself the way the music does, without condition and without the complicated fuss. The blues accepts me completely in whatever state I bring, and plays me back to myself on every single string. By the time the morning comes, I will have found my way back to the man I wanna be at the beginning of the day. The road back to myself was never somewhere out ahead. It was always in the music and the life I'd always led. Lord, let the music lead me back to who I need to be. Lord, let the blues remind me of the man that I am free. Let every note I play tonight become a step toward home. Let the road back to myself be one I never walk alone. Myself is long, but I have found the way. The road back to myself begins again today. Smooth jazz, light and soft, the path I need to take, the road back to myself is every note I make. Every note I make, baby, every night. The road back to myself leads me to the light, leads me home. After every storm I have ever lived through, the sky eventually remembered how to be blue. After every night that felt too long to bear, the morning always showed up, breathing fresh, clean air. I have been through storms that I was sure would never end, storms that took my shelter and my dearest friend. But the harmonica kept playing through the very worst of it, and the blues became the thing that helped me learn to sit. After the storm, there is always blue. After the storm, there is always something new. Smooth jazz, clear and soft above the passing rain. After the storm, there is always less of pain. I have learned that I am stronger than the things that broke me down, stronger than the losing and the wearing of the crown of sorrow that I wore so long I thought it was my skin, until the music helped me see the light still held within. The blues is not about the storm, it is about the after. It is about the finding of the small and quiet laughter, the gentle understanding on the other side of pain, that the man you are is cleaner for the falling of the rain. Now I sit beside this window, watching the last clouds move, play the blues in the most comfortable groove. Not the blues of suffering, but the blues of having known that every storm you walk through makes you more your own. The sky is turning colors that the storm kept hidden long, and the music in my hands is playing something strong. Not the broken song I played in the middle of the rain, but the song that comes to those who make it through the pain. Lord, thank you for the storm, and thank you for the blues. Thank you for the music that helped carry me through. Let every storm I face become a song worth singing loud, and let me find the blue sky on the other side of every cloud. After the storm, there is always blue. After the storm, there is always something new. Smooth jazz, clear and soft above the passing rain. After the storm, there is always less of pain. Less of pain, babe, always blue. After the storm, there is always something new. still set the table for two every evening without thought. Still pour 2 cups of coffee the way 20 years have taught. Still reach across to where your hand would always find my own. Still speaking to the silence like I'm not completely alone. The body keeps the habits that the heart refuses still to let go of the ordinary. Love it always will. And the harmonica plays soft above the empty chair, a song for all the love that's still so perfectly right there. I still set the table for 2, Lord, out of love and out of habit. I still set the table for 2, Lord, and I cannot seem to break it. Smooth blues playing soft above the empty space. I still set the table for 2, just in case. I still buy the brand of tea that only you would drink. Still leave the bathroom light on without stopping to think. Still check the weather for the morning you will never see. Still sleep on just my side of what was always our and we. The love has not diminished, it has simply lost its object. Like a light still shining in a room that holds no subject. I am full of all this love with nowhere left to send. So I set the table for 2 right up until the end. Someday I suppose I'll learn to set the table once again, to make 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and just then to sleep across the whole of what was always shared between. To let the empty chair become a chair and not a dream. But not tonight, maybe not for all the nights to come, because the love I have for you has not become undone. It lives inside the setting of the table every night, a small act of devotion in the soft and fading light. Lord, let the ones who set the table every night alone know that love and habit is the deepest love we've known. Let the empty chair across the table hold the weight of a love so big and lasting it survives the cruelest fate. I still set the table for 2, Lord, out of love and out of habit. I still set the table for 2, Lord, and I cannot seem to break it. Smooth blues playing soft above the empty space. in case, baby, just tonight. I still set the table for two in the soft fading light. The light. Sunday mornings are the hardest since you've been away. The slowest and the emptiest and longest of the day. The light comes through the curtains at the angle that it did when you were still beside me and the morning was well hid beneath the covers with the coffee and the quiet of the week. The Sunday morning luxury of not needing to speak. And the harmonica plays low above the empty side. A Sunday morning blues for everything I cannot hide. Sunday mornings without you, Lord, they last too long. Sunday mornings without you, Lord, I search for our old song. Smooth blues playing soft through the curtain light. Sunday mornings without you, Lord, nothing feels quite right. I make the coffee strong the way that only you would drink, and sit beside the window, giving everything a think. The Sunday paper sits unread the way it sometimes did, when we would rather talk than read, and so we always hid the paper under pillows while the morning wore away. In the best and most important conversations of the day, now I read every word to fill the silence that you left. But Sunday mornings feel like a particular kind of theft. By the afternoon, the Sunday settles to a gray, the particular gray that only love can take away. I play the guitar soft the way you always said you loved. The Sunday afternoon blues fitting me like a glove. You once said that Sunday was your favorite of the days, because the whole world slowed to a particular gentle pace. I wish I'd known how numbered were the Sundays we would share. I would have filled them fuller with my love and with my care. Lord, let the lonely Sunday find its gentle way. Lord, let the music fill the slow and empty day. Let the blues be company all alone on a Sunday morning, far away from what was home. Sunday mornings without you, Lord, they last too long. Sunday mornings without you, Lord, I search for our old song. Smooth blues playing soft through the curtain light. Sunday mornings without you, Lord, nothing feels quite right. Nothing feels right, baby, not tonight. Sunday mornings without you, I'm missing all the light, all the light. Lives in this room and will not leave me be. It comes when I am quietest and catches up to me. I hear it in the evening when the music settles low. Particular delight of it that only I would know. The way it started quiet and then grew beyond all plan. The way it made you cover your mouth with your hand, and the harmonica smile, something close to what you do. When the moment was so funny, only laughter would come through. Your laugh lives in this room, Lord, and I'm glad it stayed. Your laugh lives in this room, Lord, long after everything has frayed. Smooth blues carrying the warmth of what you gave. Your laugh lives in this room, Lord. It was all I tried to say. I catch myself still laughing at the things you used to say, still sharing your best jokes with anyone who comes my way, still doing the impression that you loved above the rest, still saving up the funny things to tell you at my best. The room where we laugh most still holds the shape of it. The walls are memorized, the joy of how it always fit. Between the serious and the beautiful and the true was the laugh that was the finest thing about the love of you. I have kept the photographs, but photographs can't hold the sound of the way your laugh would fill completely all the ground, between the ceiling and the floor and every corner of the room, and push aside forever any trace of any gloom. So I keep the memory of it in the music that I play, try to catch the spirit of it at the ending of the day. And sometimes in the blues I hear it coming back again. You laugh inside the music like the finest of refrains. Lord, let the laughs we shared outlast the love and loss. Let the joyful memory survive whatever it has cost. Let the sound of someone's laugh live in every room they've known, long after they have left, and long after we're alone. Long after everything has frayed, the smooth blues carrying the warmth of what you gave. Your laugh lives in this room, Lord. It was all I tried to save, all I tried to save, baby, all tonight. Your laugh lives in this room and keeps it full of light, full of light, full of light. I used to hide my scars beneath the best of what I wore, cover them with confidence and lock them with a door. Pretend that I arrived here without any of the cost, without the roads that broke me or the loves I've won and lost. But the blues has always known the truth beneath the suit, has always played the story from the branches to the root. And the harmonica speaks clearly what the voice sometimes won't say. Every scar has a song, and every song has found its way. Every scar has a song, Lord, and I know everyone. Every scar has a song, Lord, from the rain to the sun. Smooth jazz playing the story of a life completely lived. Every scar has a song, Lord, and every song forgives. The scar from the year that I lost everything I'd built has a song in a minor key and carries just a lilt of something learned in losing that the having never taught, of knowing what is precious by the price for which it's bought. The scar from the love that left before I understood understood its worth, has a slow and beautiful song about the quality of earth, how the broken ground receives the seed and holds it safe and true, and the lost became the garden that eventually grew. Bluesman wears his years with a kind of quiet pride that comes from walking through the fears. Each one is a credential of a life completely felt. Each one is a hand of cards that I have fully dealt. And the music that I make tonight contains them all entire. Every scar a note within the one great constant choir of a man who has been broken and has mended and has grown, and whose deepest blues are also his most beautiful. And oh Lord, let the scarred ones know that what they carry is their art. Let the broken places be the most creative parts. Let every wound become a window, letting in more light, and every scar become a song, most beautiful at night. Every scar has a song, Lord. Lord, and I know everyone. Every scar has a song, Lord. Lord, from the rain to the sun, smooth jazz playing the story of a life completely lived. Every scar has a song, Lord, and every song forgives. Every song forgives, baby. Every night, every scar has a song that leads us to the light, leads us home. Leads us home. Book is on the nightstand with your bookmark still inside. Stopped at chapter 12 the night you said you had to ride. I have not moved it since, and I have not read ahead. Like finishing your chapter would be wishing you were dead. Your coffee cup still sits beside the window where you'd stand and watch the morning come while holding it with both your hands. The harmonica plays soft above each thing you left behind, each object holding everything I'm trying not to find. Everything you left behind is still exactly where you put it. Everything you left behind, Lord, I have not touched it. Smooth blues playing soft around each memory you made. Everything you left behind is all I have, what you gave. Your coat still hangs beside the door, as if you might return. Your perfume on the collar is the last thing left to burn into my memory of exactly what you were before the leaving made you into something of a blur. Your handwriting is on the shopping list upon the fridge. The ordinary items on the ordinary rich of a life so fully lived inside these ordinary walls, that every room you lived in still remembers and recalls. I used to think that love was made of grand and sweeping things, of orchestras and diamonds and the joy that passion brings. But love is also in the bookmark, stopped at chapter 12, and the coffee cup and the coat and everything else. The accumulation of a life lived next to mine, the ordinary evidence of everything so fine. And the blues I play among the things you left behind is the most specific love song of the most particular kind. Lord, let the ordinary things hold all the love they carry. Let the objects of a life together never seem too ordinary. Let the book and cup and coat become the monuments they are to a love as close as breathing and as distant as a star. Everything you left behind is still exactly where you put it. Everything you left behind, Lord, I have not touched it. Smooth blues playing soft around each memory you made. Everything you left behind is all I have of what you gave. All you gave, baby, still here tonight. Everything you left behind is holding all your light, all your light. She was 17 in summer, in the year I turned a man. The first love that arrived before I understood the plan. Before I knew that love was something you could lose and find. Before I knew the particular cruelty of the leaving kind. She laughed at everything I said, as if I were the sun. And I believed I was until the summer was all done. Then the harmonica first cried, a sound I'd never heard. The blues of first love ending without warning or a word. First love never really leaves, Lord. It just moves further in. First love never really leaves, Lord. It lives beneath the skin. Smooth blues playing what a 17-year-old felt. First love never really leaves, Lord, no matter what was dealt. I have loved more wisely in the decades since that year, have loved more deeply, and have loved beyond the fear. Have loved with all the patience that the younger man had not. Have loved with everything that harder years have taught. But in the quiet of the late night, when the music falls away, there is a 17-year-old inside me to this day, who still feels the ending of that first and sweetest thing, and plays the blues of it on every single string. She is somewhere now, with decades of her own behind her eyes. Perhaps she plays her own first love beneath her different skies. Perhaps she has her own old guitar and her own late night song, her own particular blues for everything that went wrong. Or perhaps she has forgotten what I've held all of these years, the summer and the ending and the 17-year-old tears. Either way, the first love lives inside the blues I play. A 17-year-old heartbreak from another summer day. Lord, let the first loves be remembered with the tenderness they gave. Let the young hearts that were broken know their feelings were not naive. Let the blues of first love be the sweetest that we play, the foundation of all loving that has carried us today. First love never really leaves, Lord. It just moves further in. First love never really leaves, Lord. It lives beneath the skin. Smooth blues playing what a 17-year-old felt first love never really leaves, Lord. No matter what was dealt, no matter what was dealt, baby, not tonight. First love never really leaves. It becomes our guiding light, our guiding light. I'm not the man I was when all of this began. I've shed a few old versions on the way to who I am. Left them in the cities and the seasons of the past, learning which parts of myself were built to last. The blues has been the chisel and the music been the stone, carving something truer from the man I'd always known. And the harmonica breathes forward in a way it didn't used to do, like it knows the man I'm becoming is already coming through. The man I am becoming, Lord, is someone I can love. The man I am becoming fits like a comfortable glove. Smooth jazz playing forward into all that I will be. The man I am becoming is the truest version of me. I am learning how to forgive myself for everything that passed, for the years I spent on detours and the shadows that I cast. Because the man I am becoming needed every one of those. Every wrong direction was the teacher that he chose. I am learning how to say the things that matter while I can, how to love out loud the way the music has its plan, how to hold the ones I love with both these grateful hands, and to plant myself more firmly in the place where my soul stands. By the morning I will be a little more than yesterday. By next year I'll recognize myself in a different way. The man I am becoming is a patient work of art, a slow Chicago blues played beautifully from the heart. Not the finished masterpiece, but something better still, the living, breathing canvas being painted with goodwill. The jazz of a man in motion the best of what he'll be is the most romantic song I know, and it belongs to me. Lord, let me keep it coming all the way until the end. Let the man I am tomorrow be the better of my friend. Let the blues of my becoming be the finest that I play, and let the smooth Chicago jazz guide every becoming day. The man I am becoming fits like a comfortable glove. Smooth jazz playing forward into all that I will be. The man I am becoming is the truest version of me. The truest version, baby. Every night, the man I am becoming walks into the light, walks home. Gratitude at midnight for the life I get to live, for the music in these hands and everything I get to give, for the mornings that keep coming when the nights have been too long, for the blues that turns the broken into something like a song. I count the people who have loved me in the soft and quiet hour, the ones who held their lantern in my most difficult and dark. And the harmonica says thank you in the only way it knows, in the slow and beautiful Chicago blues that always flows. Gratitude at midnight, Lord, for everything I have. Gratitude at midnight, Lord, for the good and for the bad. Smooth jazz playing thankful through the candlelit room. Gratitude at midnight, Lord, for the gift of this tune. That have taught me what I keep. Grateful for the wakeful nights that guarded my best sleep. Grateful for the loves that left because they showed me where I stood. And grateful for the one who stayed and loved me as she could. Grateful for the music that was always at my side, for the blues that gave me something when I had nowhere to hide, for the jazz that smoothed the edges of the roughest of my years, and for the harmonica that played beside my private the tears. For the ordinary Tuesday afternoons, for the coffee and the radio in the comfortable rooms, for the way the light falls different in the late October days, for the friends who know my stories and my complicated ways, for this guitar across my lap at midnight playing low, for the blues that always takes me somewhere beautiful to go, for the life that has been harder than I ever thought I'd bear, and somehow more than everything I ever thought I'd share. Lord, let gratitude be how I end each day I live. Let thankfulness be the finest thing I have to give. Let the midnight blues be always one of counting what remains instead of measuring the losses or the weight of all the pains. Gratitude at midnight, Lord, for everything I have. Gratitude at midnight, Lord, for the good and for the bad. Smooth jazz playing thankful through the candlelit room. Gratitude at midnight, Lord, for the gift of this tune. Gift of this tune, baby. Every night.
Gratitude at midnight.
Gratitude at midnight. In the soul